Hey everyone, I'm Cary Smith and I'm sitting here with Cheri Turner. And Cheri, love our topic for today. So we're talking about summertime spending, and you know how it is, summertime and the living is easy, right?
Yeah.
But because of that, sometimes it can get a little bit out of hand. And so what we want to make sure with our summertime spending is we don't have such a great time in the summer that it derails our retirement. And
Exactly.
so I'm looking forward to this conversation. As you know, I'm here in Scottsdale. It's definitely
Mhm.
summertime here. And
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to this conversation. So
Right.
let's get started.
Yes, absolutely. Well, summer is definitely one of the most expensive seasons when it comes to retirees and discretionary spending. All types of travel goes up. Your flights, your gas, hotel costs all increase at this time of year, and everything really does increase during that peak season. You may also have family that or grandkids that are coming to visit you, in which case you might have more groceries, more dining out, more outings with family and friends during that time of year. And it's also a popular time of year for home improvement projects. In a lot of climates, it's that time of year where the weather finally lends itself to getting your outdoor projects done, or perhaps some landscaping upgrades. So it's also a time of year for spending around that. Additionally, there's just more daylight and free time. And so we tend to say yes to more events and activities and purchases in general. So what can start as just a few small splurges can then quickly add up if we're not careful. So if you're not keeping an eye on your budget, it can quickly chip away at your retirement savings.
So this just really rings true to me. So as I mentioned a moment ago, I'm in Scottsdale.
Right?
Honestly, we don't travel that much during the winter months because it's beautiful here and it's the time that you want to be here.
Yeah.
But I always say we have two seasons here in Arizona. We have heaven and hell, and once it gets hot, we're ready to get out of here for a little bit. In fact, I was just in your beautiful city
Mhm.
last week. My wife and I were there on vacation, enjoying some cooler weather in San Diego. But
Right.
we look for those types of trips. But to your point, when you're there and you're in the moment, you at least we are tempted to do, more expensive things while we're there as well,
Right.
than maybe we would if we were at home.
Right. Absolutely. And you're there to enjoy yourselves.
Hmm.
But yeah. So overspending in retirement is riskier because you're no longer bringing in a paycheck anymore, right? So every dollar that you spend is either coming from your investment portfolio, your cash reserves, or from that withdrawal strategy that hopefully you've put into place. So where it gets risky is if you've spent more than you've planned, especially in those early retirement years, it can really reduce the future growth or the opportunity of your portfolio to fully recover during that time. So, for kind of an example, if you took a $5,000 vacation, it might not seem like a huge deal in your budget, but if you withdraw that during a down market, then you could be locking in those losses, and it could take you a much greater number of years for that to recover in your portfolio.
I know we're going to talk about, planning and having, expenses in your plan here in a little bit. But, to your point, if you're spending beyond your plan, it really could get problematic. Not only maybe it's a down market and you're taking that money, but even then, $1,000 spent today with compounding, maybe several $1,000s in the future that you would now not have, right? For the future.
Right, good point. And then the other thing you have to be careful is overspending could end up triggering higher taxes, your Medicare
Mhm.
premiums, or disrupt your withdrawal strategy if it ends up pumping you into a different tax bracket.
Yeah, that's right. Good point.
Yeah. So there are a few ways that you can kind of plan around, the fun and make sure that it's not derailing your plans. So you can build your retirement lifestyle without regrets. And the first is to create what I like to call your joy budget, which is to set aside a quarterly amount that's specifically for your travel, your hobbies, and any special experiences. For some people, maybe you want to make a special budget that's just your summer travel, if that is the time of year. If you have kids and that's the time of year where you tend to do the main of your traveling. For a lot of retirees, being able to have that flexibility of time and go in the off seasons at other times of year often can help you save both budget wise and make the travel much more enjoyable and less crowded. Another thing that individuals can use is what we call sinking funds, which is setting aside money every single month for these specific seasonal expenses. So it's like especially useful for things like family visits, summer projects, or trips that you know are going to be coming up. And then one opportunity that you want to be sure to take advantage of is prioritizing a little bit of low and no cost fun. I know, and not too far from our neighborhood, we have free concerts in the park every weekend in July. And then you have community events. There might be senior events, state park days. So make sure that you take advantage of some of these opportunities as well, because building in some of these no or low cost activities can really benefit and balance out your overall travel schedule.
You know, I love what you just said. So in Phoenix, usually it's a little bit early, maybe early part of summer, May, June. We do have a lot of free concerts,
Mm-hmm.
community concerts. And I will tell you, almost every time I go to one of those things, I run into 5 to 10 people that I know. So
Yeah.
it's not just the concert. In fact, honestly, I think there's been a few we've been to, and I couldn't tell you what band it was or what the music was like because we're just so connecting with other people that were there. Right. And but some of those free events actually are kind of awesome and
Yes.
great opportunities to get out.
Yes. Great community building.
Yep.
Definitely. Yes, absolutely. Another thing that people want to be thinking about is their withdrawal strategy check-in. So one thing that you don't want to overlook is your spending, especially these seasonal splurges like your summer travel or your home upgrades. These should fit within your well thought out withdrawal strategy, and they should really be part of your financial plan already. So it's not just about budgeting, but it's about making smart tax aware decisions that protect those long-term plans and your income stream.
Yeah. Okay.
So there are a few strategies that people can use to help to stretch their summer dollars. Because let's face it, retirement is supposed to be fun, and we do want to be able to travel and maximize how far our dollars will go. So there are several ways that you can do this. One is use those travel rewards strategically. If you have travel or cashback credit cards, now's the time to use those points or mileage. You can use them towards flights, hotels. Some credit cards allow you to use them for any purchases, but make sure you're maximizing those opportunities. Another is to travel smart, flying on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, traveling early in June or late August, even shifting your trip to what they call the shoulder seasons can cut your airfare and really reduce your lodging costs dramatically. Also looking for groups, low-cost travel groups. There's travel clubs, even house swapping platforms. If you live in an area where somebody might want to swap homes with you, that can be a really great opportunity to experience life in the community and to save on the opportunity to get to different types of housing opportunities. And then the last is, and we touched on that a little, leveraging local events. Summer is full of free, low and no cost activities, outdoor movies, art walks, music festivals. All of those are opportunities to really create an enjoyment and to reconnect within your community as well.
So Cheri, when I was preparing for our discussion today, I was thinking stretching dollar, and a lot of things you mentioned were on my list. We didn't compare our list before we started, but I have one that wasn't on your list, and it's not on your list because I think you're too young to think this way. But senior discounts, make sure you're taking advantage of those senior discounts. And so, through AARP or just because of your age, a lot of hotels will give you a little bit of a break. Just make sure you're taking advantage of those too.
Yes, good point. definitely want to maximize this.
Okay, so Cheri, I think this is a good discussion. It's just really a good reminder just to keep your spending in the forefront as you go through summer, so that it doesn't get away from you. It can happen easily, and a lot of times these events are fun events. Weddings, reunions, those things tend to pop up a little bit more in the summer months, and it's just easy to get spending. Sometimes as retirees, we'll have the mindset of, I've worked hard and I deserve it, which I would say for almost everyone out there, that's a very true statement, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you can just go, crazy or spend without thinking. So I think this is really good just to slow down a little bit and think about your spending, and then some really good tips to make sure that you can stretch your budget. So any last thoughts before we wrap up?
I would just say, remember that spending with intention doesn't mean not having fun. It just means getting more out of every dollar that you do spend.
Okay, very well. Okay, so if you're watching this video and you found it helpful, just give us a like. It helps other people find our content as well. Also, if you are in retirement or nearing retirement, planning for retirement, and you would like to have a discussion, feel free to reach out to us for a free consultation. We would love to. I don't know why I'm all tongue-tied. I can't even say tongue-tied. But we would love to sit down with you and just go over your plan. And so just reach out to us. You can find us at clientfirstcap.com. And from there, you can either schedule an appointment on our website or just give us a call. You can also sign up for our newsletter. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.